Liberal radio host Ethan Berman, Democratic strategist John Summers, and the host of Roland Martin, Unfiltered Roland Martin. Roland, let me start with you. It looks like Elizabeth Warren, she's got the center stage, she's got the momentum, and she's going against people who are right now polling very low. Is this her chance to truly spring above the rest of the candidates?
Absolutely. It's also, of course, being the first debate, and so it's going to be a lot of folks will be tuning in to this. But you also have Beto O'Rourke, Julian Castro. They are hoping to also vault ahead, and so it is certainly going to be a huge night for her because she is really picking up steam among black women, and that's also critical. Expect her to also speak specifically to Latinos. You're talking about there in the state of Florida, so you're talking about folks who are from different countries, not just Cuba, different countries there, Puerto Ricans as well, and so that's what I expect her to focus on.
You know, John, I made my own cheat sheet, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is all the freebies. I tried to put all the candidates down and all the freebies, and, you know, is there going to be a centrist out there to counter the trillions of dollars of free stuff that's going to be promised by Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders?
Well, and I think we do see that out there. I mean, they're talking about issues that are important to the American people. I don't think we can give everything to everyone for free. It sounds nice, but that's just not where we are.
But does someone like Ryan make a move tonight? Is there someone who can kind of move into that centrist lane, particularly if Biden starts to get wobbly, and they have to make that move tonight?
Any one of them can. I mean, this is the great thing about the first debate. This is the opportunity to introduce themselves to the American people. And I think that's the important thing to remember. It's the American people. It's not just Democrats. Yeah, they've got to win the Democratic nomination if they want to compete against Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, this is also their first real unfiltered introduction to the American people at large. So it's important for all of them to get it right.
Ethan, we just heard in that bite where Bernie Sanders said climate change. According to a poll, Democrats want to hear about climate change, gun policy, the recent abortion bill. I'm not sure that these are general election things that will vault someone to the White House, but
they are.
Okay, all right, Roland. But are these the things that will determine the Democratic nominee?
Yeah, absolutely. And the candidates have to be clear in their policy positions, and that is where Elizabeth Warren and Beto O'Rourke really are ahead in tonight's debate. And we'll look for the people who are polling less than 1% to try their hardest to be loud and make some kind of a bold statement to set themselves apart. But otherwise, tonight, I'm really looking at Senator Warren and Beto O'Rourke to step up on those exact topics.
What you must watch out for tonight, Charles, Andrew Yang and Williamson, are they going to say something that will grab the attention of lots of people? They have a very strong following on social media as well. But let me also say, you mentioned about all the freebies. It's really interesting. I saw a tweet by Senator Joni Ernst yesterday, and I'm just curious, do the billions in farm subsidies, are those freebies?
Well, freebies are an eye of the beholder, but we're not talking billions. We're talking $35 trillion for Medicare for all, $2 trillion for clean energy, $1 trillion for education. Listen, all of these are noble, Roland. But what I wanted to get back to before we run out of time, and all you guys, but you in South Carolina, it felt like the wheels began to come off for a couple of favorites, right? Biden having some trouble here with these comments that he made. And Buttigieg is having some serious issues trying to run his own town. I mean, you said black support is moving to Elizabeth Warren. It's moving to her from where?
No, what I said is you have black women who are really looking to see Elizabeth Warren, what she has been saying. First of all, this is June. So for all the folks out there, breathe. A whole lot can happen over the next 5 or 6 months. Remember, at this point in 2007, Obama was down 20-plus points to Hillary Clinton. It wasn't until she made a driver's license gaffe dealing with illegal immigrants in a debate, I think it was around October, where it began to change. And so this is early. Folks will be introducing themselves to America. And so I'm not expecting a lot out of the debate tonight. But again, it's real early for folks to be assessing who's falling off, who's surging ahead. It's a lot of more roadway here. You got to steadily build.
We're obsessed with it. That's why we brought you on. By the way, Yang is going to be tomorrow night. But John, to Roland's point, one of these low polling, some of these folks polling very low, they got to do something to be able to, qualify for the next debate. Who do you think is going to really go out there and just criticize Warren and try to stand out from the crowd?
Yeah, that's true, but they're going to have to be very careful because, again, it goes back to my earlier point that this is an introduction. So if they put themselves out there as someone who's going to be argumentative, loud, and sort of attacky, I think that that's going to work against them if they try to do that. So they're going to have to find other ways to come into, to come into their own other than attacking. I think if they attack, it'll come off as tone deaf.
Ethan, how much time do they spend attacking President Trump?
I think that's got to be the majority when they're not talking about their specific
But they don't differentiate themselves. If you got 10 people just talking about President Trump, how do they inform the voters about their own policies?
So they need to, exactly as we've already talked about, which is they need to set forth policy positions that help Americans, which things like climate change really is a big part of it. And Beto O'Rourke, with his $5 trillion plan on clean energy and renewable energy, actually helps employ Americans, cleans up our air and water, while at the same time seriously differentiating himself from President Trump, who, by the way, who is so pro-coal, renewables are now outpacing coal as of today.
You can attack Trump by pushing issues.